As previously mentioned, we're going to replace the light bulb that illuminates the display for the gear shift mechanism in the center console here. We want to put the light bulb in, the replacement bulb. We want to verify that it actually works before we completely reassemble the housing here. So we're going to press the bulb into place. It's just a small pressure fit bulb. It's 14 volts, I think 1.4 watt bulb. There are a lot of bulbs that are this exact same size that vary in the wattage, so you got to just kind of double check. A lot of times the previous bulb will have printed on it what the the current requirements for it are. If for some reason those would burn off, just you can look up the specs for your vehicle and figure out what the correct replacement is. It is important to not get something that varies significantly, otherwise you could create a short in the vehicle, or in the worst case scenario, create an electrical fire by causing an overload to the circuit. Cases like that are generally not going to happen because there's such a low amount of wattage anyway, but you do need to be careful. All right, so we have the bulb in place, and now we're going to push it back into the side of the housing. This is a little bit tricky. It pops in pretty easily, which you can kind of see it moving around here. The harder part is not pushing it in through the side of the display. It's getting it in there and then rotating it about 90 degrees to lock it into place. So we got to finagle it in there just right, and then give it a bit of a turn. So that went in without too much fuss. The hardest part was really kind of just having enough room to get your fingers in down there. Now, if I wanted to remove the gear shift knob and slide this up and completely take this piece off and move it out of the way, I'd have a lot more room to work with. Not a whole lot more work. At this point, it'd probably take another 2 or 3 minutes to have done that, but you can also fully reassemble this in place. You just have to have a little bit of patience to be able to do that. All right, so the bulb's in. One more time, we're going to go ahead and turn the lights on just to verify that the bulb still works. We're going to now kind of make sure that all of the housing is settled correctly into the right place. We're going to put the illumination panel and the selector display, as it were, back into its right position. And then you notice these are probably hard to see, but there's some little tabs on the side here, and being that I'm trying to set the camera in one position and do this with my hands, I don't have the freedom to really maneuver the camera around so you can see all the angles, but this is a tab here. You can see a little bit. There's another tab directly across on the other side. There's a tab about right here, and then directly across on this side as well, which are not visible in this video. So these all, again, just sort of pop into place. Once that's all pushed down, this all becomes very secure. From there, it looks like we still have kind of a disaster here with the center console all disassembled, but the rest of this goes back together without any nuts, bolts, or screws. It's all just kind of snap fit into place. So that should just take a moment here. Again, double check along the way that we're getting the illumination we expect, which we are. You can see, you may not be able to see that very well in the video, but it is lighting up. All right, the next piece here is the larger of two pieces that goes back into place. Again, just for illustration purposes, this one has about 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 snaps total. Again, just pressure fit snaps that go back into these holes here, and there's obviously matching holes on both sides. Just a gentle, even press, kind of work your way around the edges a little bit at a time, and then it'll snap back into place. Pretty simple. The last is just a ring that finally closes that out. You'll notice that the tabs on this side are offset, so they're not equidistant from the ends of the ring here. So a little hard to tell in the video, probably from the perspective, but these ones are closer on this side than these ones, so you just need to make sure that you obviously line those up. If I were to put it in this way right now, it wouldn't fit correctly, so I need to rotate this 180 degrees, slide it down. And then that's it. Just a gentle pressure fit all the way around. Again, give it a little bit of a nudge and some love, and it'll all snap back into place. What we can see here from this video, once I get my fat hand out of the way, is that we've completely replaced this. Put the unit back up. We had to do some cleanup on it. It was a little bit grubby before. Not a big deal, but it's clean now, and the light bulb is replaced.